Hey guys, welcome back for another short flow. This one is going to be pretty challenging. We're going to be working towards getting into our revolved twisted crow, really strong, really stable, and we're going to be really open for it. Cool? So we'll start off straight away. Come to your all fours. Before we do anything, we're going to warm up through the wrists. We're going to be on our hands a little bit through this class, so this is really important. Make sure your shoulders are directly over wrists. Fingers are really engaged. Start to lift the bottom of the hands, the palm of the hands up as you breathe in. Then slowly keeping the fingers engaged, lower down. We're working through these forearm push-ups, so lift up on a breath in. Slowly lower down, breathe out. 3 more, as slow as you can move. The slower you move, the more engagement there is, the more strength you're going to build. If you want a little more, you can start to shift your weight over your hands. Just 2 more, moving with your breath. Good, then after you've done those 5, start to flip your hands around. Make sure your thumbs are facing outward, fingers facing back. Sometimes you have people go thumbs in, which is really impressive, but not quite going to open up what we want to. From here, start to shift the weight backwards and forwards, opening up through the forearms. Move as slowly as you need to here. Then when you kind of find your depth, find a point that you feel like you're really opening up. You can hang out there for a little bit, but keep that breath fluid, keep it moving. Good. 1 more round here. Good. Start to turn the hands back towards neutral. Ground down that right hand, lift the left as you breathe in. Then thread it behind the right hand, drop the left shoulder towards the earth. Try and keep your hips high and square here. So think about taking that right hip crease back. Want the spine to be long and straight and then twisting. We always want to twist from a stable pelvis. Take 1 more breath out. Ground back down through that right hand, lift the left arm up, breathe in. Place it down on the earth. Now we take the other side, right arm rises on a breath in. Thread it back behind. Drop the right outer shoulder to the earth. Keep that left hip crease moving back. You can rest your cheek on the ground. That right outer shoulder is going to be what's dictating how far you twist. If you push that into the earth, you're actually going to twist a little bit more. Take 1 more breath out. Ground down, left hand, lift the right up, breathe in. Let it land on the earth. We'll move through a few cat-cows just to warm up through the spine as you breathe in. Head up, hips up, drop the belly. Then as you breathe out, tuck the chin. Push the space between your shoulders away. Keep that going. That Ujjayi breath. And I'm sure if you've done our classes, you've heard us harp on about, you know that it's going to carry your physical movements with that really slow, fluid tempo. So just 2 more rounds like this, going at your pace. Good. Then on your next breath in, come back to that neutral spine. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog as you breathe out. Now if you need to pedal through the legs here, you can pedal through the legs. Make sure you're pushing the ground away. Spin the triceps out and back. Give yourself a little more space through the shoulders. Ground down the right hand. You can start to walk the feet in a little bit, and then you're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right ankle. Start to look underneath that right armpit again, really strong through this right hand. Pushing the ground away, there's a long line from that wrist up and back through the squared hips. Just 1 more breath in. Bring your hands back to the front of the mat. We'll take the other side. With that right hand grabbing a hold of the outside of the left wrist, looking up underneath that left arm. Keep that long, straight spine twisting. One more breath out. Back to our downward facing dog. Slowly start to heel toe walk towards the top of the mat. Land in a forward fold. Pedal the legs if you need to pedal the legs. Let the head and shoulders be heavy towards the earth. Let them be a weight. So this part of the back, the lower back, our lumbar spine is as straight as we can make it as the top half hangs over. Yeah, the more we can keep the lower back straight, the more we're spinning the sitting bones up, the more we're targeting the hamstrings. Take one more round of breath here. Release down as much as you can. Slowly start to rise up. Roll the shoulders back when you get there. Breathe out. Urdhva Hastasana. Lift the hands. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Breathe out. Bring your hands to your shins or keep them on the earth, but bring the crown of your head away from your hips. Plant the hands, step back, high plank. We're not going to be here for too long. There's going to be a challenge for you in your flows today, and that is, instead of our regular chaturanga, a push-up on the breath out. Start to shift the weight forward as you breathe in. Keep the knees off the earth. Lower down. Push back up. Up dog. Flip the toes. Keep the thighs off the earth. Downward facing dog. Breathe out. We're going to go through asana a few times. That push-up option is there, so take a breath out and down dog. Lift the heels, breathe in. Bend the knees. Maybe try and jump or float forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Uttanasana, breathe out. Start to rise up, hands towards the sky, belly button to spine, then fold back over, breathe out. Lift up on the inhale, crown of the head away from the hips. Plant the hands, jump back into bent arms, that push up. Upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. One more time. Heels rise on the in. Bend on the out. Jump or float with as much control as you can. Halfway lift, then fold over. Rise up slowly. Make sure you breathe in so you don't get dizzy, then fold back over. Crown of head away from hips. Lengthen, breathe in. Plant the hands, jump back, bent arms, then push back up strong. Up dog, breathe in. Downward facing as you breathe out. Straight away, right heel starts to lift. Breathe in, keep the hips square. Bring your knee to your nose. Push the ground away. Crescent lunge. Not going to be here for too long. Hips are square. If you feel like they're not, I want you to hug that right femur back. Belly button in towards spine. One more breath in. Keep the lower half exactly where it is. Water wheel. So the left arm is forward, the right arm is back. Imagine somebody's got either one of your wrists, they're pulling them apart from each other. Here we're getting this twist, but it's coming all from our own core strength. Take one more breath out. Revolve, reverse, breathe in. Pyramid, start to straighten through that right leg, chest towards your toes. If you're looking, you might have noticed India straight away pulled her right hip crease back in space. That's going to help keep the hips really square. Now you can bend through the front knee if you need to. We want to think chest towards toes. Take one more breath out. Revolve pyramid so the left hand stays on the earth, right arm lifts up. Good. Hips are still square. Lifting these right fingertips towards the sky. One more breath in. Ground the right foot. Standing splits, lift the left leg. Hips stay square, using the left glute to lift this heel a little higher. Take one more breath out. Halfway lift in. Plant the hands, maybe you cast or step back, that push up. If you can still handle it, nice. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Straight away, left heel lifts up, breathe in. Tiger curl, take your knee towards your nose. Crescent lunge. Straight away, find this shape. You guys know what it looks like, what it feels like. Engage that right glute. Left leg hugs back, that left femur belly button in towards spine. One more in. That lower half stays strong. Stable water wheel, breathe out. Really, really good. Again, we're twisting from this even pelvis. That's super safe for the spine. Great. These really stable movements. Take one more breath out. Revolve, reverse, breathe in. Pyramid, breathe out. Take your chest towards your toes. Hug that left hip crease back. You're also high up on this back toe. That's going to help keep the hips square. If this heel starts to go down, notice this right hip crease comes back. So stay high on the right toes. Take one more breath out. Ground the right hand, left hand lifts. Revolve, pyramid. So there's still that same hugging back of the left hip crease, this stable, even pelvis. So there's a long spine. We're twisting from that stable shape. Take one more breath in. Ground left foot, standing splits, breathe out. Not here for too long, but find this opening through the left hamstring, right glute lifts the right heel. Take one more breath out. Half lift, keep the leg lifted, breathe in, then step back. Work through that push-up, up dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Now we move in flow, lift the right heel, breathe in. Take it towards the knee, tiger curl, push the earth away, crescent lunge, rise slowly. Water wheel, breathe out, revolve, reverse, slow movements, pyramid, chest towards toes, ground the left hand, right arm rises. Revolve, pyramid, breathe in, then right foot ground, standing splits, lift the left heel. Keep it lifted, halfway lift in. Step back, work through that push up if you can, nice. Upward dog in. Downward dog out. Left heel rising. Knee towards nose. Crescent lunge, slowly land. Water wheel, breathe out. Revolve, reverse, lift the right arm up. Chest towards toes, that left hip crease moves back. Right arm down, left arm rises, breathe in. Ground left foot, standing splits on the exhale. Keep the leg lifted, halfway lift. Plant hands, work through that push-up. You're going to be jacked after this class. Up dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Bring your knees towards the earth. Child's pose just for a second. This is a challenging class and you guys are doing so well. I'm sure India is doing well. Good. Now we're almost where we've been working towards. We've got one more fun, challenging little movement pattern that's going to get us ready for our revolved, twisted crow. Start to lift up. Now take a moment just to watch India do this movement and then we're all going to join in. So we'll start from a downward facing dog. Now from here, we're going to try and float forward as much as we can. The right foot is going to land. And the left leg is going to move out to the right. Right hand comes up off the ground. Nice. From there, we go straight to the other side. Lifting up, we can have a little jump. Plant the left foot down. Right moves to the side. Good. And then we start to move through. So if you need to watch a few more, you can. Or you can start to join in. But we're trying to get those hips as high as we can. One foot lands, the opposite foot comes out towards the side. India's going to do 2 more. Good. Either side. 2 more either side. Nice. Maybe not the best pants for this movement. Good. Start to move back towards your hero's pose, knees on the ground. Now with that little movement pattern, we're twisting, we're building heaps of strength through the shoulders as we lift up and then slowly bring ourselves back down. So start to come up onto your toes. And we're going to give you 2 different options for coming into side crow. The first one is a little stronger, it requires a little more strength, but a little less thoracic rotation, a little less twisting. So start to bring knees out to one side, to the left. Now that left elbow is going to come to the outside of the right knee. And notice I said this one's a little stronger. India's right hip is floating off of her right elbow. From there, hands are super grounded. Start to shift forward, bend through the elbows. This is where everyone gets caught. You need to move up and over to come in to our side crow. Now if you want to take it further to Vinyasa, you can straighten out the legs. Really good. Start to come back down. Now when we go the other way, we'll show you the other option. This one requires a little more twisting. Now India's right elbow is on the outside of her left knee, but her left hip is meeting her left elbow. From there again, hands are strong, fingers are grounded, come up and over, keep the collarbones broad. Now you can still come into Vinyasa from this shape, but it requires a little more thoracic rotation. Good. So try it out on both sides, try both options, see which one is going to work for you. But play around with it. This is a tough shape. We've done a lot to strengthen for it. Maybe we're a little too strong. Good. After you're done, do what India's doing. Come back to Malasana, start to roll out the wrists. Once you've done that, start to lay down on your back. Bend through the left knee, take the right ankle up and over. We're coming into a figure 4 shape. Notice India's done it straight away. She's flexed the toes on this top foot. That's protecting the knee. From there, reach through, grab the thigh or the shin of the leg that was on the ground. Start to hug that in towards your chest. But what I want you to try and do is keep your shoulders and your hips both on the ground. That length through the spine, the turning of the sitting bones back. It's going to help open up through the glutes. Just 2 more breaths here. Start to swap over sides. There's no fuss, just switch over legs. But again, make sure that you engage the toes on the top leg. Grab a hold of the shin or the thigh. If you can't quite reach through and grab a hold of the shin or the thigh, bring this foot up against a wall. Shuffle your hips in close. I'm the wall in this situation, by the way. And then you can adjust it so you're controlling how close you are to the wall, you're controlling the opening you're getting through that glute. Little tricks and tips to help you modify your practice or to help you go deeper. Slowly start to come back. Hug the knees in and roll up and down until you come to a seat. Legs go out long. Paschimottanasana. Make sure you lead with the chest. I'm sure you've heard us say before, to get into the hamstrings, we want a nice straight spine. You may not be as deep into it as India, but no matter how open you are, no matter how deep you move into this pose, you can keep your back straight. Bend through your knees if you need to bend through your knees. If you feel like the insides of your feet, that big toe mound, are moving back towards you, I want you to actively try and push that out. Take one more breath out. Slowly start to sit back up. We're coming into saddle pose, so keep your right leg out long. Bend through your left knee. And here, your foot is just on the outside of your hips. If this is a lot for the top of your left ankle, you can stay here. But to start to get into that left quad, you're going to gently lean back. Maybe you come to just your hands, that's fine. Maybe you get to your elbows, awesome. Maybe you lay down. No matter where you are is perfect. Just make sure that you're not massively arching through your lower back. Again, straight spine, gentle opening through the front of that left quad. This is a part of the body a lot of us need to open up, but we don't really know it until we get into the shape and we find out just how tight we are. I know I'm very guilty of it. Just 2 more breaths. Slowly lift back up on a breath in. Switch over sides. Left leg long. As always, guys, know that one side may be totally different to the other. If that's the case, that's the case. It is what it is. That's how our bodies work. So go through those different steps. Hands, elbows, maybe laying down. But know where you are is exactly where you're meant to be. It's not where you're going to be forever. Three more breaths. Allow the opening to come naturally. Don't force it, don't push, just let it be there. And gently start to lift up on a breath in. Both legs out long, lay down on your back. Hug both knees into your chest. Just going to finish off with a gentle twist either way, so let both knees fall over to the right side on an exhale, but keep your shoulders heavy. Be as relaxed as you can in this shape. We've done a lot of twisting this class, and a lot of it's been pretty intense, pretty full on. So just let the body melt into this shape. As you're ready, start to move slowly, subtly to the other side. Just release down. Melting into the earth. When you're ready, start to send your legs out long. Land in Shavasana. Take your time. Once you land here, let go of whatever you're holding on to. Settle down into this shape. If you need to stay here for longer, you're welcome to. Just keep your eyes closed. Keep the breath natural and gentle. But if you're ready to move on with the rest of your day, start to bring some awareness into it. Notice your belly rising and falling. Notice the other sensations in your body. The sounds, the feeling of the mat underneath you. Start to take some small movements in your fingers and your toes. Roll through your favorite side towards a comfortable seat. Keep your eyes closed, bring your hands to your heart in Anjali Mudra. Take a moment to acknowledge your practice, be grateful for what your body was able to do. That was a challenging class. Know that you're exactly where you're meant to be in your practice. As always, I leave you with what Maharaji left. Ram Das, love everybody, tell the truth. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, yogis, as always, for joining us. We'd love to hear how you're going, see your practice set up, so shoot us a message, let us know how you go. See you next time.